What if you could clone your voice one time using professional grade AI tools and then use it in every single part of your business? Now, I'm talking we can create your voice, sounds like me, sounds like you, and essentially use it for every type of thing that you're going to do in your business. Whether you make content, say you want to use it in a video, whether you want to send your best clients a nice personalized note after they purchase a product or service without having to actually record the note, whether you want to use it as follow up in a sequence for follow up and nurture for your leads. You can use it across all your platforms. And most people don't realize what kind of leverage this gives you. Most people are stuck in their business doing things manually. And I want to show you a different way. So we're going to talk about voicemail drops that sound like you, personalized videos that you can launch without ever hitting record, custom outreach that feels one-to-one, even when it's sent to hundreds or thousands of people. You can create podcasts, sales letters, trainings, all in your voice, all on autopilot. With ElevenLabs, your voice becomes an asset, not a bottleneck. And we're going to record this once, and then it works for you everywhere. So let me show you how this works and why voice is the next frontier of scale. So first and foremost, let's send a couple of examples here. I'm going to show you a video that was made by cloning my voice. And now that you know what it sounds like, by the way, I'm Brad. Hi. If you're here on the channel for the first time, please do like and subscribe. It helps out a small channel like this. And we're going to be sharing great stuff like this every week about AI and how to use AI to grow your business without headcount or burnout so you can scale up and reach your goals. And I'm going to go ahead and share, first and foremost, what we got going on over here. So let's move over here. Let's do a little share. The Oslo framework offers sales, leads, and operations is a step-by-step guide for prioritizing what to work on in your business, ensuring maximum efficiency and growth. So I sent that video to my mom. She's 67 years old. She lives in Florida. And I asked mom, hey, is this me? And she said, yeah, it's you. And I said, Ma, we needed to talk because that is not me at all. That's 100% AI. That's 0% me. That's a RAG database that's basically taken all my content. It's generated scripts with ChatGPT. It's my voice cloned with ElevenLabs, and it's HeyGen for the video. Now we've created a whole big, workflow content factory, if you will, that pumps this stuff out. You can check it out at omnisocial.com/watch and get a demo there. But the point of this is that I can create videos in all different formats across all different channels every single day, anytime I want, and really scale this up. So I won't make you watch this whole video, but I want you to start to wrap your mind around this idea of like, oh, I don't need to be beholden to my business anymore. I can actually leverage AI as a way to get my likeness out there more than anything else. And that means I can no longer have a business that's, completely reliant on me. I can actually maybe license this likeness or sell this likeness in the future and then eventually exit this business, even though it's based on my personality and brand, which is pretty cool also. So there's an example of that. And I want to introduce a very special guest today. We have JJ Steelman. He's a team member here at Make More Marvels for many years. And he has become somewhat of an expert in using one of these tools, which is ElevenLabs. And we're going to walk you through how that works today. We're going to give you a couple of different examples and demos. We have another training on how to make videos like this. And this is as of 3 months ago, by the way. It's gotten way better. In addition to slide decks and all that great stuff. So again, if you want that stuff, just like and subscribe. You'll get that, and leave us a note in the comments letting us know what you want to see first. But for ElevenLabs specifically, we're going to show you today how to get your voice cloned like a professional, A. B, to use it in workflows throughout your business, like voicemail drops. And C, what are some of the more advanced pro things that you can do with the settings to get it to really sound well, to sound and look and feel like you, right? Where there's a nice cadence and it doesn't just feel like a robot. Because I think AI content, at least in the short term, is going to be punished by a lot of these platforms. If you check out YouTube's latest announcement, they said in the middle of July, it's July 14th today, they're going to start penalizing AI only content. They really want you to be face to camera like we are right now. So I think that's a really important thing to know going forward. So JJ, without further ado, why don't you go ahead and take the con here, and we'll get some things shared so that everybody can see what we're doing. And are you muted? Can't hear you.
There I
There you
am.
go. All right,
There I
perfect.
am.
Welcome, JJ. Welcome to
Things,
the show. All right.
things are working. Things are doing the thing and the thing and the thing and the thing. So
And
I
you're in Austin,
apologize,
Texas
everybody.
today, yeah?
I am in Austin. I've been up since 4 o'clock this morning because where I live in Wyoming, the closest airport to me is in Denver. So it's like Got
A
to get
long
up
day, brother.
early, get to Denver, got on the plane. I mean, thankfully, the flight was actually nice. Got here in Airbnb here in Austin and filmed an event, and we'll see how it goes the rest of this week, right?
Yeah. Well, we're
So,
grateful
guys,
for you making the time. So let's take a look at 11 Labs. What do we got?
yeah, definitely. So, one of the things I want to stress very much when you're working with ElevenLabs, perfect won't get you shit. Can I say that on YouTube? I think I can say that on YouTube. Okay, the biggest thing here is a lot of people try to do these perfect teaching voices that you can sit here and make these amazing. Yeah, don't do that crap. The thing you really want to do is your natural voice. And the best way to do this is pick up your phone, your hit the memo button, and just start riffing is the best way to get good 11 labs voice clones of yourself. Now there's 1,000 different voices and stuff you can use in here if you want to use it for like UGC content, creating your own commercials, stuff like that. That's great. And if you're paying for 11 labs, at least on their mid tier, you can use all that content in your own advertising, marketing, stuff like that. But to use your own voice, you want to be natural. And if you're not natural, unfortunately, you're going to sound robotic when AI creates your voice.
So you actually created my pro voice. How did that work? And is that still a feature? Did you like send them a bunch of data and they chunked it down and did all that? Or how did you create my voice? Just as an example to start.
So, and I'm going to show that actually. So this professional voice clone was, we gave it a bunch of different examples of Brad's audio and sent it, and they actually have a team, a systems or a sound engineering team that goes through and recreates your voice by hand. All right, it's no way and this was early beginning of ElevenLabs, guys. You don't need this anymore. I'm going to be straight up honest, you don't. And there's a 14-week wait period if you really want this.
So we got in super early. We were one of the
We
first people to
got,
actually
yeah,
get
it
this.
only
We
took
didn't have
us
to
six
wait.
weeks and we were super early.
Yeah. So JJ was on it. Thank you, JJ, for making that happen.
Yeah.
And what did that cost us? Do you remember?
It actually it's free if you pay for their membership.
Oh, got
It's
it. So
just
we just
that's
had a
why
pro
there's such a
account
wait
and they
time.
gave it. Okay, got it. Got it.
Yeah. And so, and it came out great, but I've actually recreated Brad's voice using their AI several times since then, and it sounds better.
Hmm.
So, it's not that the professional voice cloners are doing a bad job. It's just we all change. Humans change. Our inflections change. The way we communicate change. It's constantly evolving. AI does not evolve at that point yet to our voice. Now, 11 Labs version 3 is getting damn close to it.
Hmm.
It's still an alpha. A lot of times when I've tested it, it breaks, but you know, it works pretty well. So for most of you, this professional voice clone, once you subscribe, you do get one free one. Like I said, they're on a 14, last I checked in was 14 weeks to wait. Now, anybody watching this, and this is actually really funny. Anybody watching this video right now, and let's say you're an influencer or somebody who's known, or you have a lot of views on Facebook, or you're a celebrity. I've had two of my celebrity clients go in and do their voice clones. They literally had to send in their ID and proof of like a Verizon bill or something like that because the system knows if you have a well-known voice.
Oh, interesting. So even if you were like, hey, I don't know, Edward Norton, somebody, I don't know, and I'm like,
Yep,
I want to go make a voice clone, they're still going to run you through the ringer because they can tell whose voice it is that they're trying to clone.
exactly. And I'm going to give
Interesting.
you guys an example right now. So again, if you are a famous person in any way, shape, or form, if you have enough content out there that the AI knows you, um, you have to give them special permission.
Rony Tubbins.
And we'll generate it. Now, you'll see this stability here. So with version 3, that's the only slider you get. Now, I like version 3, but I'm going to tell you right now, version 2 is still the most stable. So when you're playing with this, with the settings and stuff here, and you're creating these voices, you really want that style exaggeration to be up there. So at least at the bare minimum 50%. And the reason that's going to give it inflection, that's going to give it variation, that's going to give it that evolution, that inflection I was telling you guys about.
It won't sound monotone and robotic like a lot of them do.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm just going to run this through real quick and see how it sounds.
Hey, Brad, this is such an amazing thing.
Not bad. So if you guys don't recognize that, that's Tony Robbins' voice.
Yep.
And
And, I got some other clients that I've done this for. Anybody else? Now with Jay, just because Jay did the mistake I told him not to do, he beat me this like almost monotone course. And this is a guy on TV. I don't know why he's sending this. So I had to turn that style exaggeration way up.
Hey, Brad, this is such an amazing thing.
And
so that sounds more like a person,
yeah. So their voices,
Tony
and I
sounded
use
hungover
those
a little bit.
So, well, that's unfortunately, yeah. Anyway, the I use those two voices because those are two voices that if I close my eyes, that most people in the world are going to still be able to tell. Okay, that's Roni Tobins, that's Jay Haas, that's Nathan. Those voices are so distinct that when I originally put this in here to get cloned, I had to send them an ID. I had to send them a permission slip saying I'm allowed to clone this voice, the whole 9 yards. So, because of the whole deep fake thing that's going on in the world. So, be careful if you're known in any kind of circle, they're probably going to ask for this stuff if you go to clone your voice. But
Which that's how it should be, honestly. They want you to,
yes,
you don't want anybody just using Joe Rogan's voice or Tony's voice or anybody else. So that makes sense. Should be
right,
trusted parties
exactly.
only.
So, we're going to go in here and I'm going to go into, oh, I move my screen around. I'm going to find Brad 1.0 real quick. Like I said, we've done Brad a few times now. Here it is. This is 1.0. We're gonna go monotone. And let's find something a little longer to use here. One second here, guys.
You just need a bunch of text. I can grab something for you.
Yeah, I got it right now.
Okay, cool.
Just something interesting here. All right, so we're going. This is the professional voice that ElevenLabs made for us, with no editing of their own default settings here.
This is essentially out of the box. If you were to wait that 14 weeks.
Sell ice to an Eskimo, but it had come bundled with 3 upsells.
I can't really hear it.
Mastermind invite.
Yep.
PDF called
Very low.
7 Secrets of Selling
Yeah.
Ice.
So we're gonna take this. I'm gonna put our style exaggeration about 50. And try that again.
Brad's the kind of guy who could sell ice to an Eskimo, but it had come bundled with 3
A little bit
upsells,
better. Still can't hear it
Mastermind
very well.
invite, and a PDF
Is there a way
Yeah.
to turn it up on your end?
No, that's all the way up on my end. This was version. This is the professional sound engineering.
Right. So it's not even as good
voice.
as what the original or the new ones are.
Yeah, exactly. So if we go to instant voice clones, we'll go with Brad 3.0 here. And we're going to do it without style exaggeration.
Brad's the kind of guy who could sell ice to an Eskimo, but it had come bundled with 3 upsells, a mastermind invite, and a PDF called The 7 Secrets of Selling Ice. And somehow you'd thank him for it.
So
Brad's the kind of guy.
So it's very robotic, right? Now, if I take this and put this up to at least 50, let's see how that sounds.
Brad's the kind of guy who could sell ice to an Eskimo, but it had come bundled with 3 upsells, a mastermind invite, and a PDF called The 7 Secrets of Selling Ice. And some.
So it's definitely better, right? Got a little more Brad's voice, not a lot of inflection.
So if you slowed it down slightly, if you created some more variability and some similarity a little bit higher, you probably get a little bit better result, right? So you can keep playing with these sliders.
Believe it or not, let's bring the similarity down.
Let's see how it sounds. Because obviously you can hear me right now. You can
Yep.
get a sense of how. My voice actually.
Brad's the kind of guy who could sell ice to an Eskimo, but it'd come bundled with 3 upsells, a mastermind invite, and a PDF
Yeah,
called
so like the
7 Secrets of Selling Ice.
if it was a joke that I was telling, it would be a different delivery, right? It would kind of have a different cadence to it. So it doesn't
Yep.
really have that yet. Like if I was getting
No.
roasted, which I am for my 40th birthday, you can check it out.
That's why I chose this.
roastbradhart.com.
I'm still a little upset. She told you this was supposed to be a secret until the day, but she told you.
Yeah, she told me a week or a month early. She was afraid she didn't have enough of my contacts to actually fill it, which she's doing a great job, by the way. We're gonna have a great time.
She's doing fantastic. So if I were doing like a voicemail drop, these are actually the settings that you see right now on the right. Is how we built a voicemail drop for Brad's new book, $1 Million Masterminds. You can grab that at milliondollarmasterminds.com, and you can experience that voicemail drop. These are the settings I would use. Now, again, like Brad said, if we were doing a roast, we'd probably bring that speed up a little bit. We're probably going to bring that similarity up to about 70. I want to bring the stability down. And let's keep exaggeration on where it's at and see how it goes.
All
Brad's
right.
the kind of guy who could sell ice to an Eskimo, but it'd come bundled with 3 upsells, a mastermind invite, and a PDF called The 7 Secrets of Selling Ice. And somehow you'd thank him for it. Brad's the kind of guy who
Let's take
could
an actual roast joke. I'll give you a preview.
All right.
I don't want to come off as sleazy. I'm actually in like the sales prevention department. I turn down most people.
He really is.
So let's use a different one. So this is my buddy Ben. Shout out to Ben. And here's a joke that I wrote for my roast of Ben. Hopefully he shows up. And these will be savage jokes, just for anybody's virgin ears. So if we make this into my joke library, right? If we use my voice on this, we can get pretty close with those settings, I guess is the point. And then we can move on to some of the other settings that ElevenLabs let you do. Because really, I want people to come away from this video knowing exactly how to make their own voice, how to dial it in, and how to use it in their business. That's the most important thing.
And guys, we need to use it to have fun. I mean, if we're not having fun, then what are we
What's
in
the point of
business
doing
for?
any of this? Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
So this is
So
my
let's
joke I
do
wrote
this.
about Ben. I'll probably get rid of the pause for applause, but that's okay.
He's a former Green Beret, served his country proudly, and we are grateful for his service. Pause for applause. But nowadays, he watches so many backyard fights on his phone. I'm starting to think he doesn't have PTSD. He just misses the days when killing.
Well, I'm going to bring this exaggeration up to about 75% because that was still a little dry.
Yeah.
Speed,
But it had the
speed was a
ums,
little
it had
better.
the pauses. It was kind of getting there, right?
Yep. And that's
Not
where we
bad.
take that stability down, guys. We want them to. We want the AI to throw in a couple of that stuff.
He's a former Green Beret, served his country proudly, and we are grateful for his service. Pause for applause. But nowadays, he watches so many backyard fights on his phone. I'm starting to think he doesn't have PTSD. He just misses the days when killing someone didn't require paperwork.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. So to really get this right, we're gonna mess with these settings, in different ways until we get the sound that we want. Now you see this right here. Be mindful of this because you only get 4 free regenerations every time. So if you're doing a book, you kind of want to do some small things first, and then once you get these settings right, then throw in your entire book, and that's where Studio comes in.
Yeah, I
We're
was
not
going to
going to
say,
get too
do
much
they
into
have like
that.
a product specifically for audiobooks yet? Because a lot of people are
Yep.
asking about this.
It's called Studio.
Okay.
And so it is specifically made for like audiobooks, podcasts. The nice thing about Studio is you can do this back and forth. So I actually created a commercial for Brad's book coming out soon.
Sweet.
And this is the ElevenLabs voice that I used with it. And you can see the difference in the two.
I thought masterminds were supposed to help me scale my business, but now I'm just drowning in more questions, courses, and confusion.
Relax, Mark. You're doing masterminds all wrong. $1 Million Masterminds isn't another confusing theory dump.
So again, still got to play with some of the settings in there. But with Studio, you can do that back and forth. You can create podcasts, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
And you really want to create several different versions of your voice. So, like I said, you can use good old note taker. This is if you're doing like videos and stuff that you're going to put on ads and things that you want it to sound like you're in your backyard. And then you can get really fancy and get yourself a show microphone, a mixer, and all that stuff, and then record some professional content for like when you want to. You don't want to read your own courses or read your own book anymore, right? That's where that professional audio setup comes in.
And just for sake of argument, because people are going to ask in the comments, we have a Shure SM7B. It's going into a Rodecaster, and then that's feeding through the USB-C into the computer. So that's how I get the quality audio.
Yep, there
But
you
you
go.
could absolutely use your phone or whatever to get started. It doesn't have to be perfect to start, just to mess around. You can start with that. So, okay. So you can start to do conversations and podcasts and audiobooks and things along those lines. You can use different voices, right? That Mark voice was just a out of the box voice that ElevenLabs
Yep.
provides. What about the voicemail drops? And how do we start to plug this programmatically into your business?
So with the voicemail drops, we use Panda Dash, and I just came in here to ElevenLabs, took the scripts, ran them through the scripts, and then put them into Panda Dash. So that way, when somebody buys the book, it's gonna do what it's called a blind ring. It's gonna ring once, immediately hang up, ring again. So that way, the voicemail picks it up, and it left a voicemail in Brad's voice saying, "Hey, thanks for buying my book." And no major wizardry there. It's a software that's been around since the late 90s. Voicemail drops, the software really hasn't changed much. Ring once, then ring twice.
Okay, so it's a double ring, and then there's actually a workflow that's plugged into Panda on the back end. If you want to share that workflow real quick, I think it'll give people a good sense of how we're doing it. And then we did a cadence as well, which we're testing. They get one right away. They get one a couple weeks out. Hey, what do you think of the book? You've read it yet? And then I think there's another one that's like 42 days out as well. So we're not like beating people to death with voicemail drops, but it's nice to get like a personalized message that I wrote, but obviously I'm not going to record hundreds of voicemails. It would be too much. I got other stuff going on, business to run over here. And the net outcome is you get a nice message from the person who wrote the book, and it's the thought that counts in my business, and I do like sending notes and actually handwriting notes to clients and things like that still, even when I get really busy. That's something I enjoy doing. And I believe that those little personal touches go a long way to building the relationships. So if you just go back here in the end, we got the audiobook delivery purchased. Okay. So now as part of this purchase workflow, so they bought the book, all of these things are going to happen. So where's the voice note exactly?
It's coming.
This.
There it is.
Yeah, here we
There's
go.
first
So
one.
you basically punt it out as a webhook. There's a little bit of a wait, and then it'll actually send voicemail. It sounds very much like this. You want to just do the demo real quick?
Yep.
What
Make
it might
sure
sound
my
like?
audio. Make sure my audio is sharing here.
And the only thing that really changes is the name of the actual prospect, right? The name of the actual
No,
person that bought the
it
book.
doesn't. It doesn't do anything with their name. No.
Okay, got it. So what does it say? Let's see.
Hey, it's Brad. Just wanted to say thank you for grabbing the book. Really appreciate you. I wanted to make sure you got all the emails, your login, and the PDF download. If anything didn't come through, just shoot us a quick note at support@makemoremarbles.com and we'll get you sorted. Thanks again and excited for what's ahead.
So that's okay, right? I would kind of like just end it on a down note, but like 97% of the way there, right? Little minor tweaks. Most people are just listening. Oh, that's nice. Okay, see you later, right? And you can send an email, you can send a text, but I think a voicemail when they can actually hear you, or even a video similar to one I showed you before, would be like the next level generation of that. And you can do this all through API now. It doesn't have to be every time you sell a book, you go and do that. So that's pretty fun.
Well, and the nice thing is too, actually, like you said, putting their name in it when that kind of situation. That's something you can eventually do with an API in ElevenLabs and something called retail. It's a whole different ball game, and trust me, you don't want to overthink it, which JJ does sometimes.
Yeah. So originally we were planning on doing the name. Was the reason you didn't? Was there a tech limitation?
Yeah, it was just so much. It would have taken forever, and
Okay.
I mean, we
so
just
you were able
want
to get it out the door.
We want people to
We
get
can
the
always improve
love.
later.
Exactly. So as you can see, there's a couple more voicemails, and just a couple. And there's some wait timers. People waiting 14 days, the whole 9 yards. So a bunch of different things you can do. I actually have a really cool story, and this is before when ElevenLabs first came out. I had a client of mine, a legacy client, I call them, because they've been with me, forever, since I was young, dumb, and figured marketing makes a lot more money, which it does. But he came up to me and said, Jay, I really want to give back to my fans. How can I send all my fans a voicemail saying how much I appreciate them watching my TV shows, blah, blah, blah. And we set it up, and it took about 10 minutes for us to clone his voice in ElevenLabs. And then we ran it through Panda Dash and put all 2.5 million phone numbers that he had in there and sent that voicemail out to all 2.5 million people. And a lot of people appreciated it. They put it on their TikToks and I'm sorry, it was actually not really TikTok, but Reels and stuff like that. But it was really cool to watch. And he did it just because he wanted to. He spent about $1,000 in text messaging fees, and he just wanted to give back to his fans. So some cool things you can do with that.
Yeah. And I think this is just the beginning, right? This is a very nascent technology. It's going to keep sounding better. Here's the thing I keep experiencing is people are like, oh my God, I want a voice clone. And then they're happy with the voice clone they hear of other people. But then when they hear their own voice, they're like, oh my God, it doesn't sound as good, right? They give themselves like a 30% discount on their own voice versus other people's voices. So just be aware of that going in, that when you hear it as your voice, you're going to be like, oh my God, I hear every little mistake or every little thing. And you can tweak the stuff. If you can get it above 90% there, you're in good shape. And then the other thing I wanted to say is don't lie to people, right? I'm not telling anybody this is me sending them a voice note. Most people are savvy enough to get that I use AI stuff, but that's my job, right? It's my job to test this stuff out, to put it into workflows, use it in my own business, to eat our own dog food so that we can teach our clients through Optimus how this actually works and what is working, right? So we're going to do this quick and dirty and messy. And I presume that my clients give me enough grace to be like, oh, I get that Brad is using AI because he's just one dude and he's got 24 hours in the day and he's got other responsibilities and commitments. And, you got to get leverage, right? So this is a great way to get leverage and just remind people like, okay, if you're interacting with me on platform X, like not X Twitter, but like I'm on Facebook, for example, or YouTube, like right now we're actually having a conversation. This is actually me. This is not some AI Brad, although that would be awesome. That's where you can actually interact with me. If you want to interact with me, you go to those platforms. Everywhere else is going to be some derivative of AI that's taking the same content. It's still me, but it's now being put out through AI so that you can get content from us in the format that you want. So it's a benefit to you. You get to choose your own adventure. You just got to know, like, if you want to actually interact with us one-to-one, you got to go to the specific platforms to do that. So you can go and like email us. You can go and, check me out on Facebook, facebook.com/Brad Hart. You can go to YouTube and we do these lives and so forth. So it's just reminding your audience every so often, like, oh, this is the new normal. We're going to be everywhere so that we can train AI and so we can serve you better. But ultimately, if you want to actually interact with us human to human, you go here or there or the other place, right? All right, just wanted to make that happen. Last thing I want to mention is that even if you're not using AI yet, even if you're just AI curious, even if you're just kind of seeing what the state of affairs is and you haven't implemented any of the stuff yet, do this one thing and put it as a post-it note on your computer or wherever you'll see it. Record everything in your business. Record all your client meetings, all your sales meetings, all your everything, and use that because that data will become so valuable with AI in the future and you can't recreate it, right? If you lose it, it's gone. So I just want to make sure that everybody's doing that. This doesn't have to be an endless training, but I'd love to just, JJ, go through some more of the pieces of ElevenLabs that people might just want to get a sense of. Like, where are all the cool little hidden buttons and cool stuff and features? And let's just kind of give people a walk through the platform and then we can close it down.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So some of the things I love to have fun with, of course, is conversational AI. We built this ourselves as an intake form, and so people don't have to type. They can answer the questions, talk to an AI. One of the other things, and it's very hidden. A lot of people don't know about this. I'm gonna just kind of give an example here.
While you're pulling that up, I want to tell the quick story of how that came to be. So Amber is a client, Amber Spears. She runs Forum Mastermind, and she has a huge desire to serve like in a really custom way for her people. So she was literally doing these like 63 question intake surveys. They were taking people 2 hours, and she was reminding them 6, 7 times, but they were only filling it out like 40% of the time. So we made a really quick little, I'll just show it real quick, a little quick site that allowed them to essentially, hold on, let's see. I think it's at buildamastermind.com/a-mastermind. Yeah, I found it. There we go. That's the one. So we made this little choose your own adventure site, and this is not hers, this is ours, but they could use the form to fill it out, right? Or they could actually talk with an AI. So when they click talk with an AI, it gives you all the instructions. It tells you exactly how long it's going to take, what the questions are going to be, and you call the phone number, and then you could essentially onboard through that, which is really cool. So we did that, and it worked out really well. And I think the point of all that is to say, now instead of having to fill out this long form, you still can, but you could also like be making lunches for your kids or walking your dog and talk to an AI for 10, 12, 15 minutes, and you have all your onboarding done and complete. So that I want to just underscore how important that is. And you can make it in your own voice if you want. It could be me as Brad. It could be our agent. We made up a name, and it's just one of the female voices that was very calm and soothing, you know, onboarding people. And there's a lot of different ways you can do that. Sorry, JJ, back to you.
No, you're good. This is actually one of my favorite pieces because what a lot of people don't understand is if your website's not ADA ready, you can get sued. And one of the biggest things is that I've seen a lot of that happen with is people who are hard of seeing actually reading blogs and stuff like that, and they go after large blogs. So ElevenLabs actually has a widget you can put on your own blogs and websites. And
The truth about AI in 2025, cutting through the noise, one hard fact at a time. JJ Steelman.
So essentially, if you can't see well, you need to make your site handicap accessible. And this is an app that allows you to do that through ElevenLabs. Is that correct?
yep,
Okay,
exactly.
Good. I'll just plug
And
it right in.
even plus on this, a lot of people don't read blogs anymore, but they listen to them.
So that's basically an easy way to turn your blog into a podcast in one move.
Yep.
How do you do
So
that
you would
exactly? Where do you go?
So you would go into I want to say it's because they just moved it on me. They just moved it, so bear with me. I want to say tools. Nope, it's not tools. Yeah, guys, they move stuff all the time. So
Integrations?
no, it's not. Is it creative platform? It's in creative platform, and it is in. No, it's not in there.
They're always updating everything all the time.
Yeah, it's hidden. It's not anywhere you were thinking. I just saw it the other day because I had to go and change that. So it's in here somewhere.
And then how does it actually show up on the website? Is it just a header tag, or is it?
Yeah, it's just they'll give you a line of code that you put in the header of your website. You don't need any plugins or anything like that.
What
And
was
it
it
will
called so we can find it by that?
There really wasn't a name for it. I'm not joking. It was
What's the name? Okay, I'm gonna get this. Hold on.
yeah.
What's the name of the plugin for ElevenLabs that goes into your website and reads your blogs for folks that are hard of that have sight issues that can't see as well? All right, it's thinking, and we'll have the answer shortly. Sometimes you got to use AI live.
Right.
The plugin you're thinking of is ElevenLabs Reader. It allows you to embed an audio player on your website that reads your posts, articles, and other content. Yada yada yada. Let's see here. Chrome share. Oh, you can see what I'm looking at. That's fun.
It's actually called Audio Native now.
Audio native now. Okay, so
Yep.
ElevenLabs.io/reader is not where it is.
Nope. It's audio native. So 11labs.io/app/audio-native. And then of course you got your settings here.
Okay, great. Perfect. Thank you for finding that.
Yep. So I told you, they
Take your
changed the
little
name
code.
on it too.
And then this will just work, right? It'll use your credits and just work. You don't have to do anything.
Yep.
Just read what's
You
on
don't
the
have to do
page.
anything else.
Well, that's cool. All right. So that's
And
like
they
3
give
or
you
4
some
really
great
cool ElevenLabs
instructions.
facts there.
So if you like use Squarespace, Framer, things like that, they give you some good instructions. You can do your allow list. So that
Right,
way,
so
you
nobody
know,
can abuse it. Yeah, smart.
Yep.
And do you choose one voice for everything?
No, you can choose different voices for different URLs. As you can see in here, if you go to player, You can choose, okay, so this is this player. I don't want to use the default. I can go in here and change the voice, etc.
Okay, so you got audio tools, audio native, ElevenLabs, make your site better. Let's rock.
Yep.
If you have a blog, this is easy lift to make it more valuable. And they can change the speed and the settings on their end too, which is really cool.
Correct. The biggest thing is I would recommend everyone just go in and just play with the settings, have fun with it, enjoy it. Send your mom some wonderful messages on how much you love her, and put that on automation. Things like that.
I love it. All right, sweet. So what else can you do with ElevenLabs before we wrap the shorter training today?
That's pretty much, I think, where they want to start. I don't think there's much. There's a lot more advanced features using the API, things like that. We're not going to get into that on this call because, I mean, we can do that for the next 2 or 3 hours.
Okay, so to recap, if you are a content creator, you can clone your voice. It's pretty straightforward. The version 3 is actually pretty great. Play with the settings until you feel like it's really great. Give yourself a 30% discount based on how you feel your voice sounds versus everybody else's. You can put this into workflows through PandaDash and other platforms, through a webhook to make custom voicemail drops for your leads and your clients. You can plug a native widget into your website to turn your blog into a readable podcast for folks that are have a disability and or folks that just don't want to read. So that's really helpful. And then finally, if you are a celebrity influencer, a known person, you'll have to make sure to use your voice and a likeness and an ID and some sort of utility bill to prove it as you, because they're hip to that. So that's really important to understand too. And if you have clients, same deal, right? If you have very successful clients that the internet knows and their voice is everywhere, they're also hip to that. So I think that's pretty good to start. If you haven't done it already, at the very least, get in ElevenLabs, play around. I think their plans start at like, what is it, $20 a month?
Well, there's a free tier too.
There's a free tier, so you can play with that.
Start with that and just have fun. See if it's something you want to use, and then the plans start at between 20 and $30. Don't go by my credits, guys. I'm grandfathered into a very old account, and I will never, stop paying them because I'm grandfathered in that account now. But
that's how they get you. And then last thing I would say is, stay on top of the stuff, because one day they'll drop like dump in your PDF for your audiobook and your voice clone, and now you got an audiobook. And just to let you know, my latest book, $1 Million Masterminds, I've done 3 audiobooks now. That one took me about 12 hours over 3 days, because you can only really get 3 or 4 hours a day. If I could just drop that in and have it sound 95% as good as me in inflection and tone and not make any mistakes like I would make because I'm just tired, that would be a killer app. So there's a lot of people waiting for that to drop. I'm sure that's coming anytime now. It's really just a context window issue. So yeah, for me, I think the rating I'm going to give ElevenLabs, I think it's an 8 out of 10. It's getting much better. And the thing with AI is that, anything can happen overnight. Tomorrow we could have an incredible new capability. So I want you to be aware of these tools. I want you to be using these tools, playing with these tools, and at the very least, get your voice clone up and running so that you're ready to use it when the opportunity presents itself. Because making content is not getting any easier. The stakes are higher. You got to have different tools to use. And by blending this with video, you have a really cool thing that you can do on a lot of different platforms, presuming they don't penalize you for it, obviously. But everything's going to change. I think eventually there's going to be so much AI content out there that they're just going to have to capitulate and say, hey, it's a free for all now. Have fun. As long as it's verifiably you and you're uploading it, I think that's a reasonable burden of proof. So that's it for this video. Check out our previous videos. We did one on how to use ChatGPT like a pro. We did one last week on how to get ChatGPT and other search engine optimization hacks to get like Gemini and different LLMs to recommend you, your product, your service, your business. That one's going off for our very small channel. And again, like I said, we are a small channel, so like, subscribe, comment, all that great stuff helps. And if you like this video, please let us know what else you'd like to see in the comments, and we'll kind of prioritize that way. We're going to be doing a little something every single week. And if you're interested in working with us to AIify and multiply your business without headcount and burnout, you can check us out over at buildwithoptimus.com and at the links below if you want to check out my books and all that kind of stuff. So without further ado, that's the end of this training. Have a beautiful day. I will catch you on the next one. Have a beautiful week. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you, JJ, for all your wisdom and for being such a great friend and part of Make More Marbles.
Later.